Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdul Khalik. Dear friends, we are always seen talking, we are always seen listening, interacting with the people. The word we are using, the sentences, the concepts we are talking about, the way we are trying to communicate our own point of view, that tells a lot about us. And after listening to someone else, we, even if at all that person is not talking about us, not addressing us, even then we do form a bit of opinion about that particular person, the mental level of this person, etc., at certain other points as well. So today we are going to talk about the words, the phrases we people are seen using. Dear friends, some of these are really beautiful. Some of the words and some of the sentences and the phrases are really beautiful, worth listening, worth noting, worth, remembering as well, dear friends. Why? Because these make us look like an intelligent person, look like a thoughtful person. We are always desirous of looking, being known as an intelligent and a thoughtful person. So today we are going to talk about certain phrases. If at all we are seen, if at all we use these phrases in our conversation every now and then, wherever it is needed, wherever some of the phrases needed, I think that we too will be known as the intelligent and thoughtful person. What are those 11 phrases? Let's talk about all that. Let's talk all about one by one. First such phrase is, I see where you are coming from. I see where you are coming from. Mean, I know your background. I know your journey. So for that reason, I can better understand what you have been talking about. Number two, let's consider the alternatives. It is based on very intelligent, really, concept. Let's consider the alternatives. Mean, let's stop discussing what we have been discussing now. No more details are needed on that, or at least not for now. We need to talk about the alternatives, the other options. That's also something really, really important. Let's consider the alternatives. It is really, I am praising it again because it actually mean stop talking about that, about this option, and let's start talking about the other options available to us. The third is, that's an interesting point. I hadn't considered it that way. It is also, it will make us look candid. That's interesting. I hadn't considered it earlier this way. So that's also really interesting. And the next is, the fourth is, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. This shows how friendly and humble we are, and we are always ready to be a better person, to improve our opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the fifth is, I appreciate your perspective. I appreciate your perspective. Mean, I appreciate in the your point of view as well. The way you are looking upon the situation, I really do appreciate it. I don't ignore it, underestimate it. Rather, I appreciate that. The sixth such phrase is, I see the merit in your argument. I see the merit in your argument. Mean, whatever you have been talking about, I see certain good things in it. I see the merit in your argument. It is again like a sort of appreciation. And now the seventh is, I couldn't be wrong, but here we are actually admitting our mistake. Everyone else is liable to, everybody else does make the mistake. There is no one else who don't make the mistake. So why not to admit if at all we are wrong, and admitting it actually make us look more graceful and more sensible, more cooperative and more intelligent. So The next is eighth is I would love to hear more about that. I found it interesting. I found it interesting. I the phrase is I would love to hear more about that. I would love to hear more about that. Yes, I want to know more about that. Now the ninth is it reminds me of that and that. It is actually creating a kind of resemblance wherever the things are resembling each other. So we are talking about certain things which we have experienced in our previous life, and upon listening or seeing this thing now, it reminds me about what happened sometimes back. It reminds me of. Now the tenth is I need some time to think about that. I need some time to think about that. This is really, really very intelligent. Very intelligent in the sense that it is our basic right. If at all somebody is asking about our opinion, if somebody wants us to make a decision, I think that instead of saying something else instantly, it is far more important, far more better if at all we do say that I need some of the time to think about it further. I need another some of the time to think about that further. It is really, really important. I need some time to think about that. Now, the 11th and the last is I don't know, but I will try to find out. I don't know, but I will try to find out how important it is. I don't know, but I will try to find out. I think, all of these phrases are really very, very interesting and make us look intelligent, make us look thoughtful. Let's have a very quick revision of all those 11 points. First of all, it is I see where you are coming from. You know, your journey in the life. The second, let's consider the alternative, and stop talking about this thing and let's consider about its alternative. The third is that's an interesting point. I hadn't considered it that way. That's an interesting point. I hadn't considered it that way. The fourth is correct me if I'm wrong. The fifth is I appreciate your perspective. The sixth is I see the merit in your argument. The seventh is I couldn't be wrong, but here we are admitting our mistake. And now the eighth is I would love to hear more about that. The ninth is it remind me of it remind me of that and that mean drawing connection between what we have listened, watched, experienced previously, and what is being talked about now. And now the 10th is I need some time to think about that. Very intelligent indeed. The 11th is I don't know about it, but I will try to find out. All of these are very intelligent phrases. It will make us look intelligent and thoughtful. Thank you.